Welcome back, everybody. Um, Episode 3 of season 2, I guess, of 220 Takes. As always, I'm Connor.
I'm Evan.
I'm Chris.
And, we had a jam packed week this week of some good watches, some good footy. I guess I think that's what they say, good soccer. I think they say good footy.
Yep.
But we had some good football games that were on this week. Without further ado, let's just dive right in.
Okay.
What do we start? I don't think anything. What was that?
Let's start on with you guys first, because it's kind of flip flop this week of how things went.
Okay.
So let's start out with the Bears.
Okay.
We're back department. Undefeated season incoming.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't be undefeated if you lost the first two games.
Well, undefeated since week 3.
I was just quoting what that one Packers player said. That they said they didn't think anyone could beat them. But do I expect to lose next week? No. You thought I was gonna say yeah, but I'm gonna say no. No, I know we're not favored, but I kinda like being underdogs. Shout out Ben Johnson for getting a lot out of Luther and Tyreek.
Yes.
I'm assuming those were two people who were not practicing very well. So, I mean, I give a lot of credit to the players for showing up.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised with Tyreek this week. He was getting a lot of hate on social media, especially since last season after the whole. I'm not even going to mention it.
Yep.
Hail Mary.
But he played really well. On Sunday, he had that forced fumble on the opening drive of the game. That
was crazy.
Gave us the ball, which let us
that was a good play.
Score. He clamped up on D.
Yeah, he's a very good
they were without CD for the whole game pretty much. So who knows how different the game is if CD plays? But we currently live in a universe where CD didn't play and we won. So
True.
I really liked what I saw out of the defense.
Yeah.
And this is we're coming off of a team that just put up like 30, 40 points against the Giants. So I was kind of worried. I was thinking this game was going to be a shootout.
Yeah.
But the defense held their own, and I was happy with what I saw from them after what happened last week against the Lions. They held their own. Tremaine Edmonds played great.
We're so cooked at corner.
Keep in mind, this isn't even a healthy defense.
I know. We're so cooked.
We got great news that Jalen Johnson's not going to be out for the season, probably.
Yes.
If somebody knows where Kyler Gordon is, please tell us where he is. That'd be great.
Yeah, he's currently robbing the Bears.
But yeah, once his team gets fully healthy, I think they could be scary. Once we get to our full potential. I mean, I would say I think the offense is probably already there. But once the defense gets healthy, I think it's a whole different ball game.
Right. Yeah, our corners are pretty bad. It seems like Tyreek's doing a lot better in man coverage, which is good because the other two were the one guy, I don't even know his name. Our third string corner was chasing Turpin around the entire game.
Yeah.
So hopefully Kyler gets back. Hopefully Jalen's back. Or unless our pass rush wants to do good again, that would be great.
Yeah. Eberflus thought he was getting that revenge game. He had that quote like, "Oh, I know how they play. We're gonna clamp them up on D."
The best thing was watching them hype the guys up on the sideline, the defense, and they're just like, Cowboys looked awful though. Connor, real quick. Were you more impressed, or are you buying into the offense more, that the offense is going to continue to do good, or the defense? Are you buying into the defense? Are they going to
I'm buying into the offense right now.
You're buying into the offense? Okay.
I'm not buying into the defense yet, just because, like I said earlier, they're still beat up.
Right, we got injuries.
We haven't seen them at their full potential yet. I can't really buy into something that I haven't seen.
Okay.
What they look like fully healthy.
Yeah, I 100%
I'm buying into the offense, even though everybody keeps saying the excuse, "Oh, it's the Cowboys" or whatever. But
man,
This is the exact kind of game that I was talking about last episode, where I was like, we need this kind of bounce back game to show,
Yes.
get our momentum kind of rolling, show everybody what we can do, even though it's against, a mediocre to bottom level
Hey.
defense in Dallas. But that's exactly what you kind of need to get confidence
Right.
up in the
Yeah.
in the team. So I think I liked what I saw from them, and I think that they
Hey.
can keep this kind of momentum and confidence rolling
Yep.
next week in Las Vegas.
And Ben Johnson's arrived, man. Ben Johnson's here. He
Yes,
opened up
Ben
that
Johnson's
playbook.
arrived. That quote in the locker room after I don't remember the whole thing off my head, but that got me hyped. I'm not gonna lie,
Oh, yeah.
that video got me hyped.
Oh yeah, I was hyped.
hmm
Yeah.
Some more unfortunate circumstances. Oh wait, what were you gonna say, Evan? Sorry.
I was just gonna say that Well, one, I was gonna ask. It's a two part thing. I was gonna ask, do you think that this is the best Bears win under the in the Caleb Williams era? And second, I just wanted to make the point that you saw with the Packers, even if the Bears were supposed to beat the Cowboys or whatever, you kind of saw in the Packers game, every single team is hard to beat. It's hard to win every single week, and every team is an NFL team. So you saw in the Packers game, them losing, it's hard to win every single week, and every team is going to be different every single week. So, you should just be happy with, and I know you guys are, but I'm just saying that any team you beat, whether it's a good team or a bad team, it's a good week, and you got to take it a week at a time. And that's a big reality check for the Packers, which I'll get to in a second.
Yeah, we'll talk more about that.
If you want to answer my question.
Hey, a win is a win.
This is 100% the best win we've had under the.
I don't know.
Let's see.
Hey, Green Bay last year.
What do we have? Green 6 Bay to choose from?
Green Bay from last year, though.
No,
that was pretty electric.
I mean, that was a good win, but
yeah, that's a good one because
if you're talking about performance, there was a Jacksonville game.
If you want to talk about buying into a new system,
a
new coach, a whole new vibe, a whole new era, this is the game that you needed to win. And that's exactly what they did. They showed out. They showed exactly why why they picked up Ben Johnson, why he was such a sought after candidate in the head coaching pool. And you saw why he wanted to come here, because we have the talent, we have the QB.
Hey, we might have the players now too.
We have the weapons, and I was kind of bullshitting a couple weeks ago when I was saying Ben Johnson may have forced Ryan Poles to draft a couple of players that maybe we should have taken somebody else instead. But Luther showed out.
Yeah.
Colston still maybe isn't getting as active as he should be, but
we're using our
he was playing. He got that one catch.
Yeah.
That was a big gain. And I think that this is finally, I don't want to say, I wouldn't say this is the most excited I've been for a Bears team, because 2018 was pretty exciting. But this is definitely up there as the most excited. Even though we're 1-2, this is the most excited I've been for a team.
Yeah. I'm just excited to hopefully lay a foundation of hard work, effort, discipline, all that. Just something the Bears have never had.
Well, and in the past, it's always been you win these games, but they're all close games that you could lose. So to have a game where it's not even close, basically the whole game.
And we hold on to it.
You have to feel good about that. You have to.
Yeah.
So and I don't want to throw anything. I don't want to. I'm just gonna say we should be 2-1.
Well, yeah, I agree with that. We could have closed out Minnesota.
Yeah. It's good. It's finally good to see that we close out a game.
Yeah.
I think the future. We'll have to see what's in the future, but I feel like the future is exciting.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we'll be back next week with a loss.
I think it's pretty crazy for NFL fans how fast the narrative switches, or how fast your mindset can change. Because for you guys, it was man, I don't know if this is going to work out. after the first 2 games. And for
Yeah.
me,
Let-
it was this is Super Bowl or bust. This is we're going to go undefeated. And I mean, I'm not saying that I'm thinking, oh, the Packers are going to have a terrible season now, but like you see people out there, some fans who are
Yeah.
basically saying like fire Matt LaFleur, like do all the we're cooked for the rest of the season, like the defense sucks, like all these things that aren't true, but how fast it changes just because you lose one game. Or on your guys' side, if you win one
Right.
game, now you're like, okay, now this season is a completely new season.
Right.
Now we have the chance to compete. We have the chance to do whatever. It's just that part of it is so fun though. Like
Yeah.
watching the NFL.
Oh yeah. Highs are good
Because
highs.
truly, any team can beat any team on a given week.
Yeah, this season's been different. I feel like
Mhm.
a little more competitive, but also a lot of good teams. Obviously, not starting off as hot. So
I mean, look at the Ravens. They're
lot
such
of
a
good
good team, but
games.
they're 1-2.
oh yeah,
You know,
and they should be 2-1, or they
Yeah.
could be 3-0.
they could.
but they're not. Like it's
Exactly.
Just,
That's what's so interesting about it. And, last week I was seeing people saying like, is it time to have a conversation that Spencer Rattler is better than Caleb Williams because they were comparing the stats, and
Where
then
did we hear
now
that?
Caleb Williams is tied
Owen said that.
in.
Yeah, I know.
Caleb Williams is tied for passing touchdowns in the league, and Rome's
Yep.
receiving touchdowns. So it's
Right,
just,
we got like the MVP candidate.
Are you guys worried at all still about your run game? Because,
Yes.
I mean, you only had your highest rusher was DeAndre Swift with 33 rush yards. You guys had 0 rushing touchdowns, only 87 yards in the game between everybody. Or is that something you guys kind of looking
It's-
into going forward?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's crazy because we ran the ball 11 times in a row. That one
Yeah.
drive, remember, it was something like that, and we had 87 total yards.
Mhm.
So I don't know how that probably all happened on that one drive.
And
Yeah,
Chicago's always been like a
yeah.
very, the one part about the offense that would work is the run game.
Matt Forte,
Matt Forte, you
Jeremy
look back, Walter
Langford,
Payton,
Tariq Cohen
Tariq
Gale
Cohen, Jordan
Sayers.
Howard, David Montgomery,
had the flex on you, flex on the
and that's something that's always been kind of a bright
staple.
spot in the offense. And you're only as good as your run game, honestly.
I
The
have a place
Chiefs,
for
the
it,
Chiefs
too.
have been the Chiefs also have no run game. They're what 2-1,
Yeah.
1-2. They're 1-2.
Interesting.
They gotta get that worried about. They gotta get that fixed just as much as we do.
Yeah.
And I feel like, Swift isn't a bad player at all.
Well, you know what I'm hearing, and actually, this is a good thing to comment. I've seen a lot of the resurgence of should the Bears have let Montgomery go.
Yes, I've always liked Montgomery.
But there was a lot of like I know he wanted too much money, and at the time, he was putting up good numbers, but I know he wanted a lot of money. But also, didn't he want to go to like a winning team? Like, isn't that why everyone leaves the Bears? Like that's why
Probably,
Roquan
yeah.
left. But I don't know. I would love to have David though. I'm not saying that. I'd give him all the money in the world if they took DeAndre from us.
Yeah. It was.
But
a
I
good
do
win.
think, Evan, to your point, I think that is something that we should be worried about, and something that hopefully we can get fixed.
Yeah, that and
in
the
the
pass
future.
rush or corners.
Yeah. I mean, you guys did. Let's see. You guys only had 2 sacks, but let's see.
A lot of QB
7
pressures.
Yeah,
Oh, 7?
6 or 7. 7 hits.
6 or 7.
But yeah, that's the best I've seen the Bears play too in a long time. I'd have to admit, like it was a good game to watch. You never really felt like they were going to lose that game.
No, which is weird.
Yeah, which is probably a pretty weird feeling, but yeah.
Everything was flowing in the right
hmm
direction. The river was flowing.
See, if Caleb
Where
gets
we wanted
into
it to.
a rhythm, man, he looks like a different QB. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's the same with all QBs, but I feel like he was very comfortable throughout the entire game, not just the first half.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Now, something a little bit more unfortunate
I
happened
don't
at
remember last
noon
time. Yeah,
on
I
Sunday.
don't remember last.
Yeah.
What
Actually,
happened?
so Chris and Connor were over at the new place.
We're not allowed back.
Yeah, you guys, they're not allowed back.
because of the game, not for other reasons.
Yeah. Chris can come with me to any Packers game
Yeah.
because they always win when he's there at the game, but they're not allowed to come watch the game with me anymore.
Oh,
But no, it was a really weird game to say the least.
yes.
There was a lot of hype going into it, and I felt that the mindset was wrong going to that game. I heard people on the Packers team, specifically their left tackle Rasheed Walker, who had a
Mhm.
terrible game,
Shocker.
saying, I think we might go undefeated, all this stuff. That's the wrong mindset if you want to win week to week in this league. And Matt LaFleur actually did say in a press conference this week, or I think it was yesterday, he was like, yeah, I'm hearing stuff from our team of people talking about stuff that's happening, that's going to happen outside of the week that we're in. He's like, and that shit pisses me off because you're not going to win any games unless you're focused on the present, on the now.
I actually like that from the coach.
That's a great
I think that's a
mindset,
great
yeah.
mentality.
You gotta,
which
you
I
gotta
like to
take it
hear
with
because
them.
I hope that he's really putting it on them hard in the pause.
Oh yeah.
In the locker room and in the team meetings, because that is so true. This game was just that. It didn't feel like the same intensity that the first two games in. It seemed like they felt that they could go in there and just beat them straight up, and that's not the case with any team. And you can't think about that in any way against any team any week. I will say that I see people saying that they think the defense played bad. I do not think that the defense played bad. If you only hold the team 13 points, you should be able to win a game. And plus, they held them to 0 until the fourth quarter. So
it was so weird.
That's not the reason. I don't think that it was anything to do with the play calls. I just think that when it got down to the game, you couldn't close it out. We had the one interception, which was, he said that it was a triple slant concept. They were playing man, and he thought that the guy was going with Tucker Kraft, and then he looked him off and came back.
Move it. Okay.
So I think it looked a lot worse on TV because he threw it right to him.
It makes sense hearing it. Yeah.
But he still said shouldn't have thrown it. Matt LaFleur said shouldn't have called that play, which I don't think that's fair to say. You have to take your loss there and just not throw that, because their pass rush was getting home all day. That was a big thing. That was one of the worst offensive line performances in a long time for the Packers. I think Jordan Love was sacked 5 times. I saw a stat today that he was pressured on 42% of his dropbacks, which you can never have. I actually thought that up until that pick, he played very well. He had the game in control. He didn't make any mistakes, very calculated. He was a little off, I think, accuracy-wise, but and then you just get kind of unlucky with the blocked field goal.
Yeah. Hey, we know about blocked field goal. We know about field goal.
Yeah, it's just
it was just such a weird game.
Yeah, it was just a weird game. I mean, I'm not putting a lot on this game. I think that I listened to an interview after the game with Josh Jacobs. He was like, "Yeah, it's this is going to be a whole lot different team next week." I saw that this loss really made a lot of people upset. People were very mad about this, as you should be. But back to Jordan Love, he throws that pick, and even though he throws that pick, he still goes down the next drive and drives him down the field for a game-winning field goal. So it's at the same time, he still gave them a chance to win. So I'm not looking past it at all. But the offense needs to be better. The run game needs to be better. Need to find a way to get that going. I mean, this is a Browns team that they stayed with the Ravens for a lot of that game that they played against them. They have a really good defense. I think a top 3 at least defense in the league right now. So I think it's just something that they might have overlooked going into the game. You can't do that. You just can't.
Yeah, and it's funny because we've been talking about how fast things can change. Browns easily could be 2-1,
right?
If they don't miss a couple of those kicks in week 1 against the Bengals.
Exactly.
And I was thinking, I wanted to ask you this. A lot of people have been kind of, I wouldn't say putting the blame on the game on Matthew Golden, But that one play where he kind
Oh,
of catches
yeah.
that ball, and instead of cutting up field, he kind of just runs off to the sideline.
Right.
How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I watched that back too, and I totally think he could have scored on that too.
Yeah.
And you can see people on
At
the
least turn
sideline.
upfield.
You can see the people on the sideline on the Packers like getting upset that he ran out of bounds because he had so much field in front of him. Like, I just don't think he's got to know where he is on the field. I just don't think he kind of just he didn't really realize that he had so much space out in front of him when went out of bounds. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be an issue going forward, but definitely something. He's had multiple chances where maybe just been overthrown a little bit, but he's had chances to score on really long touchdowns. In the Commanders game, he had like 2 where he's got the ball a little bit overthrown to him and underthrown on one time. But no, I'm not.
It's hard to put blame on. I was gonna you don't have to always put a blame on someone for the loss, but I really don't know who. I mean, maybe just the team as a whole because it was just a collapse.
Well,
but
okay, and like through the first 3 games, the Packers are the only team in the NFL to not let the other team score through the first 3 quarters, to score a touchdown through the first 3 quarters, which is like a crazy stat. Like, you should be 3-0 with that stat. And Michael Parsons said one time, I think it might have been after the first or second game, he said, "We'll do our thing, and the offense, you just put up 20 points, and we'll win games like that. Because if you guys put up 20 points, we'll do our part on the defense. Like, that's how we're going to win games." And they didn't put up 20 points, so
I mean, hey, there you go.
Speaks to it right there. Like, the defense is playing fine. I'm not worried about that. I do think that this offense they need to find a way to get things going. And part of the Browns was they were going to play a lot of man, but they weren't going to let you beat them deep. And their pass rush is so good.
Yeah, they just get there.
That they just get there. So they just need to figure out how to adjust better. And I'm not one of those fans that is super worried about this at all.
No. Because in all seriousness, no, it honestly just came down to that block kick. If that kick goes in, you're 3-0, but because it got, so it's
it's
all
just the narrative. The narrative changes so much. Like, it's not. Yeah. You need to just. I will say, like, after that loss, I was pretty upset. Like, I kind of ruined my night.
Understandable.
But as players and as fans, you got to look past that and get to the next game. And it kind of does suck because you're talking about a 2-0 team, and I was saying before, like, how can you not feel like this is Super Bowl or bust? And that puts a damper on it for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I'm not thinking that they're not that team that's capable of doing that still, but it definitely puts a damper on that, and you need to see them come out. I don't know. They need to come out and show something, a different intensity in their game against the Cowboys this week. So. I don't know. It's definitely hard to take that loss and then kind of be as excited as you were before, for sure. Hard, especially to a team that everybody was like, "Yeah, they're just going to blow them out,"
Mm-hmm.
So
it's so funny watching. I mean, after the game, I saw a lot of people just being like, "You can't trust Jordan Love. Like, he's not the guy." Like,
yeah.
It's just so interesting seeing all that come out. And just because he's the quarterback.
Yeah.
Even though maybe he's not at fault for the loss, you got to put the blame on somebody, and then it would be most likely that it's the guy that touches the ball every
he made a mistake, and obviously that's why he's getting a lot of the blame, but that doesn't mean the whole game's on him, because outside of that pick, like you said, he had a pretty good game.
Yeah. I mean, he's still one of the most efficient quarterbacks in the league this year. Like, he hasn't been turning the ball over every game.
It was his first interception, right?
Yeah, that was his first interception. There was one other play I thought where he did the one other mess up that he made was where it was a third down and he rolled out. It was like a third down. Instead of running it on 3rd and 1, he rolled out the pass. They did play action, and instead of throwing it away, he took a sack, which pushed them back far. And then they got a penalty. And it was that's the other thing, is the penalties, they need to be cleaned up. They had 14 penalties. That is the single. That is right now. I'll put that on that. That's the reason why we lost that game. It's all the penalties, and that's why we couldn't get the offense going because there were so many offensive line penalties, just so many stupid stuff that happened. That needs to get fixed, like ASAP. We cannot have that happen and expect to win every single week. I think going back to your point about the Jordan Love blame, like I don't think any of that's fair. He's played fine throughout this season. They need to get the run game going and they need to minimize the penalties, and they'll be fine. I'm not worried about them at all. It's a get back week versus the Cowboys. It'll be a good game. It's a Sunday night game.
Oh man,
Sunday night game. Micah Parsons returned to Dallas, so yeah, it'll be a good game. I'm just ready to forget about this week, and
hopefully, destroy the Cowboys.
You'd rather have your mishaps and a game like this happen early on, and kind of have this mistake so that you can change your mindset on the season and kind of realize, okay, this, like we were saying, this is a week to week thing. This isn't okay, we're gonna go undefeated. We're gonna say that we're going undefeated after winning 2 games. It's 2 games, So get your mindset right. Get back. Put in the work. Beat the hell out of Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
And just get back on the grind. Don't think about what's 15 weeks ahead. Just focus on the week to week, who you're playing. Have a good game plan. Minimize the penalties. They're going to be fine. I'm not worried about them. And if the Bears keep playing like they're playing, it'll be a good matchup when they end up playing them too. So I'm looking forward to that, it's not like it's kind of not for a while. So
yeah, it's pretty deep in the season. Yeah.
It'll be good to kind of see when they're both in there,
I was going to say that. I think it's going to be a good matchup this year.
Yeah. Which
even
obviously,
though, last 2 times they played each other pretty well. Pretty close, so I think
that something about the division games that it'll always be like closer than what you think, and we'll see how the season plays out with both of them, and I'll be interested to see how the division plays out as well, with the Lions kind of getting their get back these past 2 weeks, and the Vikings doing the opposite. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but I'm excited for the week ahead. I'm not looking back. I'm part of the team, and I'm focused on next week and next week only, and as I think you guys are as well. So,
yeah,
for tough week for us, good week for you.
Yeah,
first time forever.
It's gonna be exciting how everything unfolds going forward.
I like the sound of that.
Let's take a break, and then we'll get back into like some of the other games and some of the other news. We have some news that broke today about the Giants.
Yeah.
The Giants quarterback situation, and we can talk about some of the other games that were good. We had a good game last night with Lions and the Ravens. We can talk a little bit about that if you guys want, and then got a new segment, but we'll get to all that next.
All right, guys, we're back. Let's jump into a couple of the news items that, some bigger ones that happened this week. Nick Bosa, Niners star, defensive end, out for the season.
I feel like I didn't even hear anything about this until they announced it. Like, I didn't even know he got hurt.
Yeah, me neither.
I didn't watch that game, though.
That's tough for them. I feel like he's been hurt quite a bit.
Yeah.
He's been pretty banged up. Some running backs taking some injuries. Najee Harris out for the season. We watched that happen.
Very sad.
Herbert kept the play going as it happened. Led to a pretty big gain. But unfortunate for Najee Harris. And I saw a thing that said it was because of the turf. Because he played pretty much his whole career in Pittsburgh, which is a grass field. And now that he had to switch over to SoFi, where they play on turf, since his body was used to playing on grass, using the switch to turf kind of messed up his.
They just need to make it all the same. Rhythm. They gotta just have
all grass.
They just gotta all grass or all turf, whatever. Probably all grass would be better.
Yeah, James Conner also got hurt. Took a helmet right to the knee.
I saw that. Not good.
That was pretty That was a pretty bad injury.
Yeah.
I don't think any other big injuries happened this week.
Not
No.
But if we
season
take a
ending, at
look-
least.
If we take a look up in New York,
Mhm.
there's a bit of a change at the helm
Yeah.
Dart
for
season.
the Giants.
Yeah.
Switching over to Jackson Dart as their starting QB, after Russ had a
It's pretty bad.
looking for the right word for this, but atrocious
Okay.
performance on
Yeah,
Sunday
it's pretty
night.
bad.
Yeah.
Which is funny after putting up 450 yards and like 4 touchdowns against Dallas.
Are the Cowboys that bad?
Maybe.
To go into what they did against Kansas City.
Yeah.
I have some thoughts on the whole
Okay.
thing, but what do you guys think about this news about Jackson Dart taking over?
Real quickly, I'll go because I've always been a big Russ guy. Ever since Seattle, I know he's had his struggles.
Same.
Mr. Unlimited.
Unlimited.
Yeah, so I'm obviously disappointed by this. I kind of think it's a little too soon because Russ had a bad game against Kansas City, but come on, Chiefs were in the Super Bowl. Let's not act like their defense is that bad. A lot of the problems was his decision making, but I don't know. I don't know if Dart's going to be ready. It's hard throwing him into that kind of offense. I don't know where no quarterback has been successful recently. And I also have Malik Neighbors on my fantasy team in another league. So, I'm also not looking forward to that. So, that's all I kind of have to say.
Yeah, I don't think that it's going to make much of a difference for their team this season, at least.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's the difference between him and Russ right now is not a lot, probably. It's just, and I have no faith in the Giants organization, at all. So to throw him in there, I think it's a little bit of pressure from probably their owner, who looked like a fool on Hard Knocks because he wants the most popular players out on the field and their fans. But yeah, I like Jackson Dart, but I don't see them.
That's how I
them
feel.
making a turn. It's just going to be a lot of the same. He's going to make
It's
rookie
hard.
mistakes. It's going to be the same as what Russ has been doing. Yeah, will he have a good game at some point this season? Yes, but it's not going to change the way that they're not making the playoffs. They're not a playoff team.
Yeah.
I have no faith, honestly, for the future either. It's the Giants. So
Crazy.
Definitely problems with the organization.
Yeah.
It might be time to say Daboll's not the guy.
Oh, man,
you look at what happened. You see what's happening with Daniel Jones. He leaves New York, goes to Indianapolis. He's balling out. So, and every year, it always happens with these young QBs where they start the vet plays bad. And they let the young guy go in, and then they expect something different. Like Evan was saying, nothing's going to change. Is it possible Jackson Dart goes out there and they run the table? The Giants run the table. Sure, I guess it's possible.
No, it's not.
I don't think Jackson Dart is that type of prospect to where he goes out there and immediately turns this to a 10-win team. And it's always good for a QB, a rookie QB, to sit behind and learn from the person that is their vet. You look at Mahomes behind Alex Smith and Lamar behind Joe Flacco. Even though they kind of play differently, but I'm sure Lamar sitting behind Joe Flacco has helped him with his throwing ability because he already had the running ability down pat. Tom Brady behind Drew Bledsoe. These are all great examples of sitting behind QBs, and the Bears are guilty of this.
You're not going to mention the Packers players?
The Packers are probably not guilty of this. But back in 2017, they're playing. I don't even remember who was starting back then. But then halfway through the season, Mitch comes in and he plays, and then And then in 2021,
millennials.
we have Dalton and Nick Foles playing for a little bit, and then the fans get pissed, and they're like, "We want Fields," and they put Fields in, and then he shits the bed in
Yeah, no one
Cleveland.
wants to see Unk stink it up.
You sometimes you just gotta stick it out and thug it out with the vet that you have out there.
Yeah.
The Giants
the
probably
Browns.
going into the season, the Giants probably weren't going to be, in the mix for a playoff team anyway. So why not just have Russell Wilson out there and play? Or if he's not playing,
you're
put
paying
Jameis
him.
out there.
Right.
They're a brainwashed
but-
organization.
They are. Unfortunately, they are.
Do we think the Browns are getting to that point with keeping Joe in? Are we going to see a QB
We'll
change
see.
there soon?
We'll see. I don't know. Joe moves like he's like in a body
He's
bag
old,
back
man.
there, man. Like,
I mean,
and
yeah.
I mean he did it. I mean, did he get sacked? How many times did he get sacked on Sunday?
He got sacked. I can tell you right now.
But I mean, like, I don't. Obviously, that's a little premature to say they should
Twice.
make a change.
Twice? I mean,
But I mean, he was running probably the whole game.
yeah. We'll
But,
see. I mean, I don't know. I don't think Cleveland's kind of in that position.
Yeah.
Especially since the two QBs they drafted were late. Like, it's not like these
Right.
are going to be guys that like are going to come out there and help win, I guess. But I don't know. If they
But
want to
it's
see
smart.
what
If they're
Dylan
smart,
Gabriel
they'll
or
play Joe
Shador's got, they
Flacco.
can throw them out there for sure.
Yeah.
What was that?
I mean, I think it'd be smart if they just played Joe Flacco all season.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have
Their
those guys
QBs
sit
aren't
behind
ready.
because why?
Yeah.
That's the same thing with the Giants. The point you're making, they weren't playoff team. They weren't a playoff team even when Russ was their starter, or even before the season when they weren't 0 whatever. They're why not just stick it out? You're 0 right? They're 0-3.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why not just stick it out and keep Russ in there and just let them learn? Like these organizations aren't patient enough. They think that they can win now with someone who has no experience because they don't think it can get any worse. It can. So it's just they're dumb. They don't have any patience at all.
Yeah. I mean, it's different. Obviously, it's different when like you're drafting a, top 10 pick, like what the Titans are doing with Cam Ward. Like,
yeah,
I don't really have anybody else to put out there. You're just going to put him out there and have him learn. That's different.
Learn by playing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because they don't have a guy.
He's already a high level caliber prospect.
That's what I was going to. Yeah.
But they also don't have a guy that has sat behind him and started like a lot of seasons in this league and won a Super Bowl like Russell Wilson.
Exactly.
Or Joe Flacco.
Yeah, or Joe Flacco. Like they don't have the opportunity, and it rarely happens where you put a QB in there just right off the bat and he plays amazing. Like the instance is Jaden Daniels last year. Like that rarely happens, and people think they can replicate it, and they can't.
Right.
That's why the Browns, probably the first time anybody said this, but the Browns are smart. They kind of made a good decision with keeping, unless they switch it up mid-season, but they're doing a good job keeping Flacco in there.
Yeah.
Gabriel and, I think Gabriel did get some snaps. Week 2 he got a couple snaps.
Yeah. I mean,
and that's okay.
Right.
Yeah.
But, throwing him out there to the Wolves, that's exactly what Nagy did with Justin Fields against Cleveland. And Justin Fields got his ass kicked.
Yep.
And people said Matt Nagy did it on purpose and didn't, whatever. But I think the Giants should just be keeping Russ in there. We'll see what happens with Jackson Dart this upcoming week. Do I hope, he performs? Sure. Yeah. I don't want anybody to be ass. Unless they're on the Packers, but we'll see what happens on Sunday. That's all really we can say. Okay. We can't predict the future, so
true.
I wish I could predict the future.
Be a lot richer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's talk about this Monday night game. Oh,
yeah.
Or we want to talk about Thursday.
I was gonna just jump to Monday night. Yeah.
Okay.
First things first. Lost $20. So.
When I lost my fantasy game because Derrick Henry just had the fumble.
I almost lost it.
You know what?
Mine.
That's been a problem recently.
I
Derrick
know.
Henry. I think 3 fumbles. He's had 3 fumbles on the season in 3 straight weeks. And obviously they won week 2, so that one didn't really matter. But both week 1 and the week 3 fumble were crucial and probably the reasons why they lost the games.
Yeah. I mean, the one this week was a good play. Like, it's not like he's just holding it with one hand, getting knocked down, but you don't see a guy like him fumble at his size and like the way he runs. Yeah. I don't know. I was very upset.
Well, they'll get it figured out soon enough, though.
Yeah.
I've never seen that kind of emotion from him. He was crashing out on the bench. He kind of fell, which was funny, but I've never seen him act like that. And then him and Lamar had words post game, but they didn't say a whole lot. They just had a small interaction. But yeah, not
I
the best
think it's
game.
going to be interesting to see how the season plays out for the Ravens for sure. Starting off 1-2 is never really.
No, I heard chatter
Good.
about
We've seen them do this though last year
firing their
too.
coach.
Yeah.
They did the same
I'm
thing.
sure they'll make the playoffs. They'll make the AFC Championship and
Lose
or
to
the
Chiefs.
divisional game and lose to the Bills, and then the Bills will lose to the Chiefs in the championship. But
Yes, that's
the AFC is just so much more. When you think of the top 5 QBs in the league, like
You think
almost
AFC?
almost like 3 or 4 of them are in the AFC.
Mm.
Yeah, they're just
depends on
big.
how you
I think it's
about-
just bigger names too, like
Yeah.
Lamar and Josh Allen for sure. I mean, you can throw Herbert in there.
Herbert, Burrow,
Mahomes.
I mean, I put Herbert at 5. Yeah, Mahomes.
Yeah.
And then if you want to throw Burrow in there too at 4,
Yeah. or even
that's
just
all fine.
names yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I do think that Burrow is good, but I think that he got thrown into that top 5 QB conversation in the league because he made that one Super Bowl.
Yeah. Yeah, I was arguing that he wasn't top 10, but then I saw.
Yeah, he's top 10. He's top 10.
After
That's
I watched the
ridiculous.
Bengals, I know
That's ridiculous.
Well, I was kind of kidding, but then also being serious. But after I watched the Bengals play without him, oh my god, they need him. Oh my god, fine, top 5.
They need to make a move. I mean, whether the rumors are true, if they're going to try to trade for Jameis, but
take Tyson for a first.
Yeah, Jake Browning's not it. And it was funny because there was that clip.
I didn't think it. Oh yeah,
there was that clip going around of him being like, "Why'd you cut me?" when he was talking to Minnesota, and that was probably why they cut him.
Yeah,
that performance.
Exactly why. Oh man. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, Monday night was a great game.
Just,
the Lions are, everybody was counting them out after week 1, being like, "Oh, Ben Johnson was the reason this team was good," and then we got shit on week 2 by them, and then they just performed better than the Lions or the Ravens did week 3. So,
and their defense looks really good too.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting fight for the division again for this year.
Yeah, I mean,
they had 7 sacks. They had 7 sacks versus Lamar.
Dude, Lamar was holding the ball way too long. I've never seen him flustered like that. Like he was almost pulling his Caleb Williams impression, holding the ball.
And Lamar's a tough guy to bring down because he's so quick.
Right.
But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how the Lions, how the rest of their season plays out too, because everybody thought after the first week, there were mixed reviews about it for sure. People saying they're not going to be good, and then other people saying they're going to be fine. They just need to get a little bit adjusted, and they kind of didn't have the right mindset going into week 1. It'll be interesting for sure to see, the Vikings, I think
it's a three-way race for the division, man.
They fell off, and now the Bears looked good their last game, so they're kind of, you push them up into that.
Maybe
I wouldn't say.
And the Vikings are 2-1.
Maybe a 2-way race. We got Lions and Bears.
Four-way race.
Viking. Hey, if JJ's out, does that make it better? Worse?
I still don't think the Vikings are gonna. I think the Vikings at this point in the season, I think that they will take 3rd or 4th, probably 4th. And I'm going to need to see another game from the Bears to be able to put them into that category of they will be able to contend in the NFC North. So I'm going to need to see one more, but I think that it'll be. But also the Packers need to prove that they're not. They didn't just have a. They need to prove that that game was a fluke too.
There's a lot of things to prove.
And then the Detroit, it's they got beat by the Packers, but they have the same record and they've looked better the past 2 weeks, or at least the past week. I wouldn't say the past 2 weeks, but So it's very weird how the whole narrative has been switching just through 3 weeks, especially in the NFC North, and they're all tied up now. So I mean,
This has been a good season so far. A lot of surprises.
Well, no,
Yeah.
I guess it's not all tied up, but yeah, it's very interesting to see how the NFC North in particular will unfold, because you could argue that there's 4 good teams.
Mhm. I was going to say this. I was going to mention that my prediction from last week was correct. I had said Tampa Bay was going to win. I said I got TB, and they won.
Yeah, you did say
and then
that.
as I was going to say that, I remembered that Mike Evans got hurt,
Yeah.
My fantasy team.
and I think he'll be out for a couple weeks
Yeah, they
with a
said.
hamstring, which is unfortunate because it looks like potentially his 1,000-yard streak will come to an end this season.
Man. But do you even
We'll
count
see.
that if there's an injury? I
We'll see.
guess. I don't know, but if anyone can do it, I know he can.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I think Tampa Bay is going to have a.
Oh yeah, we forgot to talk
I think
about
they got a good squad over there.
Bro, I love Baker. I love
Yeah,
Baker
Baker's
so much.
good.
I hate
And
him
I
in
like-
college.
I
but-
like how his post game where he was like, he basically was like, no, like I do have animosity basically towards this team. Like that defensive coordinator on the Panthers was the one that cut me.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, he has great energy. Definitely contagious.
So I
I
like that out of him. He's really like, he's a gritty, like he does anything he can to win. Like he will literally put his body on the line.
I do want to run through this really quick. There are 6 3-0 teams, and I'm going to run through them really quick, and I want you to guys just say
Colts
who you
crazy.
think the worst
crazy.
3-0 team is.
Okay.
You think
I
it's the
don't
Colts
mind.
already? Probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's the Cards, man.
So it's the
Or
Chargers,
the Cardinals,
Colts,
yeah.
Buffalo, and then
Chargers.
San Fran, Philly, and Tampa Bay.
Oh wait, sorry, I meant
San
San Fran. I
Fran.
forgot they beat. Ooh.
It's either San Fran or the Colts
Yeah, that's where I'm
Yeah.
at.
for sure.
I mean,
but I
especially
think
with Nick Bosa getting hurt.
at this point in the season, I'm going to revoke my answer from the Colts to the 49ers. Just because of that injury and having Brock Purdy out for who knows how long. Brandon Ayuk's still out. Jawan Jennings didn't even play last week. George Kittle's out.
Yeah, they're
The only person they really have, and Mac Jones, to his credit, has played pretty well.
Yeah,
But
you just run
that's
on
not going to
target.
last.
Mhm.
And you're just,
Yeah. The
You're
injury
depending on
bug has
Christian
struck in
McCaffrey.
San Francisco for
Yeah.
sure.
It's only a matter of
Yeah.
time before
Alright.
it gets McCaffrey.
Now
yeah.
there's 6 0-3 teams.
Ooh,
Now, who do you think? Who's the best 0-3 team? I'm gonna run through these. We got
okay.
the Giants, the Saints, Miami, Tennessee, the Jets, and the Texans.
Mm,
I'm gonna say. I was gonna say the Jets
me too. I was going to say that too.
simply because it's same thing with the Bears. New coach, new schemes.
Mhm.
Justin Fields was out last week with a concussion. They played really good week 1. Week 2, not so much. But week 3, I think they had Fields and maybe
Yeah, they definitely could have won week 3.
right. So I don't know. I think they just got to get situated.
How's the Jets
Yeah,
O-line?
yeah.
How's the Jets O-line? Are they good?
I think it's just middle of the pack, honestly.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
know,
think
I
it's
know the
anything
Texans
special.
O-line sucks.
That's why.
Yeah.
And CJ Stroud. He's not bad. He's just. But he's not getting a lot of time to throw.
And Nico Collins doesn't look the same as he did last year coming
Mhm.
off the injury. So it's like,
Hey, maybe Miami.
Tank
'Cause
Dell's still hurt. They still
you
have
want
Joe
it-
Mixon out.
yeah.
Are we counting Miami out
Yes.
just because of Tua though? If you had a better,
Well, they definitely had a chance against Buffalo on Thursday.
I'm just saying,
They
if it's
did,
not
they
Tua
did,
QB, are we looking at this team
well,
different?
Tua did throw a costly pick.
Here's the
That's
thing,
what
though.
I'm
Tua
much
is
more-
the QB, so
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
yeah, I'm gonna
Almost
go with the Jets.
hypothetical.
I want
That's
to.
what
I
I'll go.
wanted to say the Texans because just big name, like you got CJ Stroud, so it's like you kind of makes you want to say Texans, but
hmm
I don't know. I think that the Jets have a good defense. They have a really good defense, and I think that will help them in some of these close games that they might get into. The offense needs to get there for sure. Like Chris said, a lot of new coordinators. So that's a team I think might come on late in the season.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to say right now it's too early. I'm going to say it's too early for a Super Bowl prediction. So next week we'll do a Super Bowl prediction for like kind of like a quarterly thing since it's week 4. We'll kind of we'll throw one out there. So
are we allowed to pick our own team?
If you think that if that's your prediction,
hey,
well, we'll see after this week. We'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll get one more weekend and then we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Who do the Bears have this week?
Raiders.
Vegas. The Raiders.
Okay.
And they're underdogs.
And we're road dogs, which
really
very interesting to me.
I mean, it's gonna flip just like the Cowboys game, probably throughout the week. Yeah. A lot of Bears fans going to Vegas.
Before we get to our last segment, unless you had something else you wanted to talk about, Connor, before our last one, our new one. Kind of like how we do every week, what you need to see from your team to win.
Okay. They handled everything pretty well. I feel like they limited the
or something you just want to see them get better at this week.
They limited the penalties. They got a lot of the playmakers back involved on the O. The one thing and the defense played pretty good. So I feel like the one thing that they need to work on more is definitely, and I think Chris is gonna have the same answer, the run game.
Yeah.
We talked about that earlier. That's something they got to focus on. To win, especially in Vegas, because they have I wouldn't say they have a good pass rush, but Max Crosby is definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with. So, and you kind of had the same thought process last week against Myles Garrett. So I feel like if we're able to get the run game involved, I feel like that'll help us get to victory.
Yeah. Yeah, run game. Obviously, that's what I would say. I can obviously go pass rush too, but I wanna see us get the tight ends involved a lot. Like, I don't know if Loveland's gonna play or how serious his injury was, but I mean, we got 2 guys. Well, Cole Kmet, I mean, dude runs slow routes, but in theory, I know. So in theory, if we can get those matchup nightmares out of our tight ends, we can just get them running. I mean, that's a whole game changer for Caleb. Just having them like Jake Ferguson, torched us, 12 catches, just 6-yard little flat curl in the open space. I mean, if we can just get that going, I mean, use the weapons we have like Luther and all that. But I'd like to see some more for Ben Johnson, a guy who loves tight ends. Pause. Just get more than just the wide receivers involved. Yeah. That's all.
Yeah.
All right, Packers. Key to success, rebounding.
Yeah, they're dealing with a lot of injuries on the offensive line. That was something I didn't really touch up on when I was talking about the Packers game. They had Zach Tom, who tore his. I can't remember if it was his. I don't know, oblique or pectoral. I can't remember.
Ooh, either or, not good.
But he played one snap in that game and re-injured it, so they definitely shouldn't have played him. He's definitely not going to play in the game coming up. And then Anthony Belton, or no, maybe I think Aaron Banks. He also got injured in that game too. So yeah, they definitely need to figure out a way to make that offensive line work. I do think that they have good depth. I think they have the deepest offensive line in the league. They just have a lot of players you can swap and interchange. So they need to get that figured out for sure. I'm not too worried about the Cowboys pass rush, but you always want to be prepared for anything. So I think that the offensive line needs to play better and give Jordan Love some more time. He plays well under pressure. He played well last game under pressure. He got set. I mean, he did get sacked, but he needs to be able to sustain some of that pressure and throw good passes. And then just the penalties. We didn't have a lot of penalties in the first game, and then they kind of got overlooked in the one versus the Commanders because obviously we won that game in a pretty good fashion. So no one really talked about it, but it has been a problem the past 2 weeks. So we need to work on limiting those. And I think that will have a pretty good day if we can kind of minimize some of those penalties. So excited for the week.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. It'll be a good weekend.
So we're going to get into a new segment now. Kind of get away from football a little bit. End it with a new segment. Just hopefully put some variety in the podcast. Connor is kind of a trivia buff, if you would say.
Yep.
So he is going to host a trivia contest, if you will, between me and Chris, who are not trivia is not our strong suit. We used to go to trivia all the time in college. We would go to trivia nights places, and Connor would carry us. I get a couple here and there. Green tee shots. One of my best throwouts.
That was a good pull.
On the highlight
one of my
reel,
best
for
pulls.
sure.
Probably my only highlight, if I'm being honest. So we're just going to see how this goes. Connor prepared some questions. It's probably the most prepared he's ever been for a pod.
That's ridiculous.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many questions do we have, Connor?
Let's see. I think I'm going to ask 6, maybe 6 or 7 questions.
6 or 7 questions. Yeah, that sounds
okay.
good. Sounds like good.
How do we
Is that
want to
too
do
much?
this? Maybe like 4.
4 questions. Okay.
Maybe if we go through them quick, we can add some more on there.
And,
do we want to do like?
Are we writing down the answer, or like type it in the chat maybe? To you, I don't know, or we could just say it out loud.
Yeah, let's type. Let's.
Well, how
type
about
it
this? Let's
Should
do
we
this.
direct
Let's do
message
this.
to Connor?
Let's do this. We could do. I'll ask a question to Evan. If he gets it wrong, Chris can steal.
I like that, and then you alternate to me.
Yeah. We'll do that, and
cool.
we'll do that for.
Okay.
How about let's get a game of rock paper scissors
myself.
going? So you goes first.
Okay. Wait, whoever wins doesn't have to go first, or goes.
Whoever
they
wins
get
can
to choose.
pick if they want to go first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock. I pick scissors.
Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Okay.
All right.
I'll go first.
Okay.
Don't choose the sports category.
So I have
actually no. Chris, go first.
Choose the sports category. Okay, let's go.
All right. So I do have a mix. I don't know if I said earlier, but I have a mix of sports and non-sports questions.
Oh man.
And I guess we could keep a running tally. I guess of who wins, everybody's record throughout the throughout the season. But we'll start off with Chris here. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. Who was the first quarterback to throw for 5,000 yards in a single NFL season?
The first quarterback?
Mm-hmm.
Bro, do you know this?
No.
Can I get like a year? Because he doesn't know it. Can I get like a year? Or a decade?
No.
Give me a decade.
No, I'm not going to give you anything.
Yeah. I'm trying to think.
Have a guess.
Okay. Oh, see, I don't know how old I want to get with this. I kind of want to say, you know what, man? I'm going to say Peyton Manning.
That is incorrect.
I have another guess too.
Evan, over to you to steal.
I'm going to go Drew Brees.
That's who I was going to say next.
That is also incorrect. You guys were thinking a little bit too recent. The correct answer was Dan Marino. Dan Marino.
That was my second guess too.
All right, Evan, over to you. So we'll do this. We'll do first to 3.
Oh my god, bro, we're such
okay.
All right, Evan. Which college has produced the most number 1 overall draft picks in the NFL draft?
Bro. Oh my god.
Ohio State?
Is that your guess?
Yeah.
Incorrect.
Okay, let me think.
All right, Chris.
I feel like I might go with the obvious route here, but I'm
To get on the
gonna take
board.
a second and think.
I was between two.
There's, I don't think. Okay, I'll just say because I literally cannot think right now. Is it Alabama?
It is not.
Yeah, I know.
Alabama.
Is it
might be
LSU?
Georgia.
It is USC.
Oh yeah, because they're old heads, bro. They're old heads.
USC.
Yeah.
All right.
We
All right,
suck.
Evan, back over to you.
You stink. This.
No, this is back over to Chris.
Back to
Okay.
Chris, yeah.
Oh man.
All right, Chris. In Greek mythology, who is the king of the underworld?
Oh, Hades. Boom.
That is correct. That is correct.
Boom. Mark that down. Mark that
I wouldn't
down.
have known that. I wouldn't have
That's
known
not
that.
too bad.
Alright.
That's not too bad.
Chris got one. Chris got one. Evan, you have
Okay.
0. Let's see. Let's tie it up here.
Hey, does it make it take it?
It does not make it. Not make
Okay.
it. Who painted the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel?
Van Gogh?
That is incorrect.
Da Vinci.
Chris? Close. Michelangelo.
Oh, that makes more sense.
All right.
It's my second favorite painter.
All right, Chris.
Yeah, I'm locked in.
Which NFL running back is nicknamed the Nigerian Nightmare?
Oh, oh my God, I know this. Is it Christian Okoye? Or is that it?
That is correct.
I don't even know who that is.
That is correct.
He played for the Chiefs.
All right. Evan, back to you. You got to get on the board here. Got to get on the board. Who holds the record for the longest field goal in NFL history?
That would be just in the regular season.
Yeah. Or like
Justin
well,
Tucker.
That is correct. Justin Tucker.
Yeah.
That was a layup.
Yeah.
All right. Back over to Chris.
Okay.
In what year
Oh, I'm
did
so
the
bad.
did the Titanic sink? This is for the win.
At the cameras.
This is for the win.
I don't know. I don't. Oh my God. I actually have no.
I have no clue.
Bro, I am 1941.
That is incorrect.
Like by a lot.
Evan?
Actually, don't say it.
1960.
Bro, is it? I think I went too low. I think I went too low. Oh, finish it. Finish it. Let me get a second guess. Was it? It was like
1927.
1912.
Oh,
All
I
right.
switched the numbers.
Evan, back to
Yeah.
you to tie it up. To tie it up.
Bro, this is so bad.
Which element on the periodic table has
Okay.
the symbol AU?
Oh, come on now. I got it. I got it if you don't. Wait, maybe I don't.
Hey, you.
Oh my God, bro, I'm gonna sound like an idiot if I get this wrong, bro.
Gold?
That is correct.
That is it. That is gold. That is
All right,
gold.
2-2.
Yeah. Okay, that's what
We're
I was
not.
gonna guess.
We're not gonna do win by 2.
Okay.
All right.
So if Chris gets this
Hey,
right, he wins.
This could be it. Okay. Oh, okay.
Who was the first defensive player to win the Heisman Trophy?
I don't even know.
I know one, but I don't know if it was the first.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
Okay. Well, if that's what you're thinking, I'm just gonna guess it. Is it Charles Woodson?
And Chris is the first winner of the 220 Ticks trivia.
Oh.
It was Charles Woodson in 1997.
1997.
That's
Yep.
That's what I was gonna guess. Yeah.
That's what you were okay. Well, I would think maybe
I mean, he's a Packer. He's a Packer.
It's a Packer, yeah.
Yeah.
You would know some history.
Yeah. Man.
Well, I feel like that was a good little segment we had there.
That is it. We gotta keep
Alright.
doing that. That was
Yeah,
fun.
Yeah,
maybe
we gotta
Evan,
do
maybe
that.
Evan can sneak up and make it 1-1 in the series.
Listen, I made a good comeback.
That
Yeah.
was a great.
Gold was a good pull.
Gold.
It was.
Gold was a good
I'm
one.
proud of that one actually.
I gotta. You know, what? I might have to start reading up on facts. The
Justin
Titanic.
Justin Tucker was a layup.
Yes.
Wow, I need to get better.
Mhm.
But
Yeah. I definitely felt like maybe I had a little bit of hard questions. Just throwing that.
Well,
out
you still
there.
won, so
Yeah,
I don't know why
I
you're
guess.
let's
complaining.
not complain about a win. All
I
right.
won't complain.
Thank you guys for watching.
I actually like that.
We
Okay.
do like doing new stuff like this. We do the trivia. So if you guys have anything else you want us to see us do, let us know. We'll see if we can incorporate it into the show. Congrats, Chris, on the trivia win. We'll see if Evan can, even up the series next week. I'll try to make the questions a little bit harder, but not too hard to where.
Not
Honestly,
too hard.
I thought
Not
that
too
was-
hard.
I
Yeah.
thought that was a
Yeah,
pretty
that
good.
was good.
Yeah, I feel like that was a good mix.
That was a good mix.
Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys next week.